Okay then, we should be live. It's looking good, and I will set up the second screen and we will be good to go. Yep, no dramas today either. Good. Nothing wrong with the second monitor. I do think I need to change out some of the, or I need to ergonomically change some of the aspects of my setup, to be honest with you, because while it's functional, it's far from ideal. But, no matter. Hey there, Badania. Good to have you around. And Owen. And Isaac. And Lucas. And you're self-isolating now. Come into contact with people with symptoms, eh? But yeah, a little bit early, but I figured, you know, everything was in place a little bit sooner, so I thought I might as well get going a little bit earlier. Let's load into the game. Yeah, I'm in a decidedly better mood today, actually. Yesterday I went into the game feeling a little bit tired and a little bit on the grumpy side, and the events of yesterday, with all the setbacks and the strange scripting, did not help matters any. But that will not be the case today. Well, at least I'm not going into it with a negative mood. And why should I? Because while it may take a little while for the man bearing the ring to actually get over to the eastern part of our realm, there is a certain air of inevitability about Mordor's downfall now, which is very nice. And I think what we'll do as well, we'll continue to just siege out that runic settlement that we're sieging. I will have a little look at it to see what's going on, but the fact that there is another army there, like, there's really no need for me to fight it. And there's only 3 turns, because we're not in any great rush at this point. Because, like I said, we need to get, where is he, I think? Is this him? No, that's not him. He's still on this side of Mount Graham, so he still hasn't even made it onto the other side of the Misty Mountains yet. So he's going to take quite a while to get over here. Of course, the main thing that we do need to be on the lookout for now is the demise of Lothlorien, which means Isengard are certainly a rising power in the world. And in many ways, they may actually pose a greater threat to us than Mordor. Because Mordor, of course, we can just march on in, seeing as we don't need to go through the fortifications on the front, at least not in the way we're doing it. We will not need to concern ourselves with that. Isengard, on the other hand, will probably be quite strong by the time we're actually fighting them. But hopefully, our brethren down here in Khazad-dûm can do the business against them. We're actually in the way of them a little bit there. Actually, no, that's a goblin general. But regardless, Khazad-dûm, hopefully they can build themselves up, and Isengard, it won't be such a problem for them. Goodness me. I mean, that actually is in the dwarves' favour, to be honest with you. They are sieging down Ostin-Athil, and all of those goblin stacks are really rather poor. Right, let's go this way with this spy, because what I want to do, the Misty Mountains have been reached. I mean, we've been in the Misty Mountains for quite a while at this point. It's not just this little section. Hey there, Brodor. But yeah, Dunland, I mean, Dunland are strong as well. We got the message that Dunland are prospering, so between them and Isengard, they're really becoming a little bit of a powerhouse. Hopefully the High Elves and the Northern Dunedain can finish Angmar off a little bit more quickly so they can turn their attention southward. We do need to be, of course, ready for the Angmar Doomstack to spawn, because that will probably happen sooner rather than later. But we can probably leave quite a lot of this army behind, to be honest with you, to help deal with that. But more on that later. The Anduin have got quite a few armies around here, actually. Which is good. It means that they won't be completely defenceless when Isengard's hordes arrive upon their doorsteps. There really isn't anything else we can do at this stage, I don't think. Not with the amount of money that we have, nor the options. I mean, we could perhaps try and develop some of these settlements a little bit more. Maybe if we can build an armory in Litash, which we can, that would be quite nice, because when the Angmar Doom stacks arrive, there's no telling which settlement they'll go after. But outside of that, that's the only thing that we can really do. Invade Mirkwood? Absolutely not, Lucas. Mirkwood need to be strong, actually. I hope Mirkwood have mostly finished Dol Guldur off, because if they haven't, Isengard are going to just rip through, or like tear right up the Anduin. If Mirkwood are strong, though, Isengard will struggle a little bit more, because obviously the elves are very strong. Thranduil himself should be able to do the business. I need to turn down the sound effects volume, because that's far too loud. Oh, King Brand is... or Prince Brand, I should say, is going to leave this area. Which is not too bad, I suppose. It means that we have a clear shot at invading all of these runic territories in the far east of the map. Okay, Rune winning there, but at least Dorwinion have retaken Strondost, so their power is not waning anymore. They lost that battle, but all I need is for Dorwinion not to collapse to the point where Rune takes stuff like Karasant, because that would mean that we'll have to spend more time removing Rune. Hey there, Joran and Raphael. Dunland will be an interesting one as well, because Dunland, if they're strong here in the late game, they do have some decent units that they can use against us. The Dunherd Champions and the Eisenmach Axemen. Galadriel's Gamble, that's not... that's a little bit of a typo. The strength of the Galathrim wanes, and many have fallen in battle, though through the power of her mirror the lady has seen the fall of her people and has called all to take up their bows and swords in a final defence of the forest. Those who have not seen combat in millennia shall march forth and turn the last vestiges of their terrible power against the enemy. So, Lorien's last roll of the dice. What? Why? How is that even possible? Is that a thing that happens? Okay, you remember when I said, you know, today I'm in a pretty good mood, actually. I went into this feeling positive. It took all of one turn for that to completely disappear. Is that like a random chance of that happening? I don't... How? How has that occurred? Let's see. I'll pass this turn again and see if it happens. That's ridiculous. The ring script is so poor. We saw a different example of how poor it is in the Lothlorien campaign, and we're seeing more examples of it here. It's so bad. It's so shoddily constructed, and the fact that they haven't changed it throughout the entirety of Divide and Conquer's development is not great, if I'm being honest. To leave such a broken aspect of the game intact. Right, where are we? We need to turn this down, because otherwise WB is going to come for my head. If it happens again, honestly, I'm just gonna... that's still too loud as a sound effect. And just like that, good feeling gone. I mean, if that happens again, I'm just going to teleport him into Mount Doom and do it right now. I'm not having it. I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing games with the game. It's going to do what I want it to do, and that's that as far as I'm concerned. Ered Luin. They will add more Dwarven units in Divide and Conquer. I think Ered Luin's getting another unit, isn't it? Like a unit of like really beefy pikes or halberds or something. It's like their like highest, like the Balerion Donner Guard, I think they're called, or will be called. I don't know what I don't remember what kind of unit that they are, but I think they're being added. Other than that, though, I'd say the Dwarven rosters in DAC are fairly extensive. What do we have here? Galadriel's gamble. A suitable husband. This guy. Borgo. That's just Gimli, isn't it? Veen, I'll take him. Whereabouts is he? Marriage celebrations. I don't know where that guy actually appeared, but okay. So the ring has not been lost now. Remarkable. I mean, we're going to lose it several times on the way to Mordor with how slow the dwarves are. If that's a random chance of that happening, I don't like save scumming, but when it like I said, when it comes to mechanics like that, I am more than willing to just save scum the hell out of it, because that's silly. What sort of bandit is going to sneak in to this dwarven army and steal the ring? None. Gollum's not even going to manage that. Ridiculous. Hey there, V4.5. Right, so he's now within our territory at least. This is looking a little bit thin on the ground over here. We're not making that much money anymore because we've just got so many units on the field. We'll probably leave a few behind in Mount Graham. Barely even worth this guy being raised, although if we send a unit, yeah, we've got other units that we can combine there. This, combine them. They're just sort of hanging out. Right. Relations improved with Dale. I'm surprised they're not perfect, actually. Right, recruitment reports. Let's see, yeah, we've got these boys who can wait in this fort so that I don't forget them. And we've got... oh, there he is. Well, we could send him to Rakyaburg, actually, because... actually, no, Witherboard would be... well... Witherboard or Onazanar. Onazanar's making more cash, so we will, I think, send him over there to be the administrator of that particular town. We build anything useful in Dane's Halls? Well, we can, actually. We can build an armourer, which we shall do. Promptly. Hey there, B-Games. And we could build more units. We're not going to do that just yet. We might do so when the ring bearer gets a little bit closer, albeit, again, the save scumming is going to have to be real if it continues to mess us around in this fashion. Move down here. He's got Barding Herd in that army, so it's not just a bunch of random stuff that he's cobbled together. Right, ah yes, we need to keep moving you down here. A catapult will be extremely useful. Do we have any other units? I don't believe we did. The Anduin are at war with Angmar as well, so actually the Anduin Vale could end up pushing into this region as well, which is pretty remarkable. Right, what sort of army is this? Not a terrible one. I mean, to be honest, yeah, these units I think we will continue to send down, because if Isengard do show up, we're going to need King's units to be able to do quite a bit of the heavy lifting, so we shall... that should be enough, I think. With the catapult, with those kinds of units, we should be pretty good from that perspective. Okay, so just 2 more turns. Once again, we will save. For now, then yeah, the Balerion, yeah, that was it, the Balerion Donnerguard. I can't remember what kind of unit that it was. I think it was a heavy, like a pike unit or something. Possibly a like armor-piercing shock infantry unit akin to the hammers of Gundabad. If a thief wanted to steal the ring, it would be someone that can run faster than the dwarves. Well, they might be able to run faster than the dwarves, but they're not going to be able to run faster than a bolt from a Blacklock engineer's crossbow. At first it was designed as another shock infantry unit, but then it was changed into highest tier pikes. I think that's probably for the best, to be honest with you, because I think it's not as if the dwarves are lacking for like armor-piercing offensive infantry that can be built elsewhere. So I think it's quite good that it's not just another Hammer of Gundabad-esque unit. Mistrand is besieged. Who are they being besieged by? Because, I mean, is it Dorwinian? I guess it must be. Yeah, it's got to be Dorwinian, because they're only at war with myself, Dale, and Dorwinian. That's interesting, though, because it implies that, you know, they're still holding on reasonably well here. So Dorwinian must have taken these territories over here and is going directly for Mistrand, which is pretty interesting. 1 turn until surrender, which is what we want to be seeing. We will continue to move that way. Continue to move that way. So here we've got reinforcements on the way. A lot of reinforcements on the way. Yeah, we should be fine with all of these quality units on the approach. Can we build anything economy based in Onazana? I don't think we can. I think we've already plumbed the depths of its potential, really. But having him there will certainly help matters. A Yulstone. You down there. And you much the same. It also complement Ered Luin as well. Yeah, because they're already quite a slow-moving, they're like a pike and shot faction, so they're better at range than, well, more convenient at range to use than my axe throwers, certainly. So they can get away with having like a slow-moving pike line as their central focus. Are they seriously making Ered Luin even stronger? To be fair, though, Ered Luin, if you go the evil path, Ered Luin is a challenging campaign. I've looked at the mechanics of it, just because you earn the wrath of the High Elves, and they get like doom stacks that spawn against you, and High Elven doom stacks are no bueno for you. Right, well, we didn't lose the ring. How fortuitous for us. Right, so we need to combine them. Right, we will leave 4 units behind here. Just the basic stuff. 2 more. And another unit of Erebor infantry. That will be enough, I think, to stave off any doom stacks, potentially. Although, perhaps not. Right, Latash. Right, anything that's depleted or not really up to the task, we will keep the archers because they're always useful. We'll keep the 2 ballistae as well because it means that we can siege something down should we need to, but this is going to be a relatively small army that I'm going to use here. Axe throwers, yeah, they definitely want to keep these doom stacks at bay. Okay, you can go over here into Khan Doom, I think. Just help matters out. Hammers of Gundabad can go with the Ring Bearer, however. And this, I think, will be a decent enough force to keep moving along the top here, so you can keep going over there. Okay. Already moved there. Their Expos are longer range. Hey there, Serpent King. Ered Luin crossbows are the most simple to use. Yeah, they use the faster animation. Like their highest tier, I think it's the Broadbeam Marksman, isn't it? They're like slightly better than my Blacklocks, but to be honest, when you get to a certain level of quality, you get like diminishing returns after a certain point. Okay, so we've already moved everything, so yeah, but like one more, so they'll surrender their castle to us now as soon as we pass the turn. Other than that, I don't think there's anything really to do. We're slowly making cash. We still have Bombor over here. We're not really going to be in a position to buy Goblin Town, but to be honest though, it might be a good idea to leave Goblin Town in Anduin's hands, because it gives them a nice chunk of money coming in, so they can better combat Isengard as they try to come up this way. I think that would be for the best. Right then. Hey there, Anad. Erebor's King's Halberds. An alliance with the Northern Dunedain. Yes, please.
Thank you enough for accepting.
The reputation is immaculate. Their power is supreme. Good.
Until we meet again.
I'm happy with that. Dwarves most of the time don't have that higher charge. Yeah, that also, like, because they're slow as well, it means that their shock value is not all that great, but they do tend to be good, right? They're actually sallying out. Okay. Let's just save it here. Actually, no, let's not save it, because if we do, we could end up losing the ring and we'll have to save scum before this actually happens, so we'll just straight up fight it. I've never been a huge fan of random chance mechanics like the one that the ring seemingly uses. Yeah, I haven't built many of the King's Halberds. I've built some, but that was just because they're still tanky. The only thing that's lacking is their damage. Right then. So they are going to be attacking us, which means we can happily sit in place. Right then. So we will have, I think, mostly just our spears on the front line, to be honest with you. The best thing for... yeah. I think that's all of our spearmen. Iron Guard. Yep. Spears on the front. Halberdiers, they actually were the ones that took the most damage in our last battle as well. But you know, they do... they'll do decently enough. And then everything else. What is that over? Oh yes, we got some Dale Cav. They took actually a bit of a beating as well because they were engaged by Dragon Guard. And the rest is all the high damage stuff, which can go back here.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
AI reinforcements. You know what? Just be aggressive, to be honest. Wait a moment, because if the is that a ballista actually? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, that being the case, yeah, actually, just get up into their faces. Just most of that army anyway is just supporting stuff. Arulad Dragon Riders. They really want to charge in? Okay, this is going to be interesting. Braced Halberds. That, I would imagine, is not going to go very well for them at all. Are they just going to go right into the stakes? Please do. Hopefully Thorin doesn't perish.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
And we'll move forward with our spears. Actually, our Cav as well can get over there and give Thorin a bit of a hand. Yep, that went about as well as could be expected for them. Iron Guard now have 5 charge. Get after them, get after them, get after them. Right, if we can surgically remove that ballista, that would be very nice indeed. Yeah, they're just going in one at a time. Dale Cavalry, going to be victorious. Yeah, get after them.
The battle is very much in our favour. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Yeah, good. Marvellous scenes. Unfortunately, however, they are going to be quite capable of just kiting us around the field in the way that the AI loves to do. So we shall have to utilise our crossbows to shoot at them. Good, good, good. And those are King's shields as well. Marvellous. Want to keep our damaging infantry as intact as possible. The spears are more easily replaced. Hey there, Xavier. Yeah, let's just shoot at them. And you head down here, chasing them off. Right, enough of this. Good. Yeah, into them. Into them. Our spears will take very little in the way of damage, I would imagine.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Marvellous. Yeah, it's just a combination of the fact that they're slower and the fact that their charge bonuses were lower. Or are lower in my case. There goes the captain. Yeah, they're not going to last long. Daratai units are just not going to be up to the task of facing us down. Yeah, that's gone very poorly for them.
Only half the enemy force remains.
This is still a bit of a concern, but slowly but surely we're killing off those Candish raiders with our crossbowmen. And Dale cavalry in here. Didn't take too many at least the Rune ones are not that strong. Yeah, they won't do much damage to me, even against my unshielded units, because of the sheer amount of armour that we're rolling with our tier 2 units. And also the Halberdiers, if I'm being honest, are the unit that I care about the least. What we got here? We are still killing them off. They're leaving. Nice to have so many Sons of the Fallen now as well. Even Dragon Slayers have higher charge. Ah, they actually came in here. They probably saw that their backs were turned. They still didn't get a very good charge though. Yeah, that's going to be the end of them now. Good. Absolutely marvellous. Is there anything we can kill off in that direction? Durin's Guard. Durin's Guard. There's still some Balkoth over there, but they're getting killed. Yeah, go after those Candish hunters. Good. Right, that's enough from the Blacklocks. We do need more. No, we've got to continue. We've got to make sure they're all gone. Well, they're going to get away, I think. Well, no, actually, they will get chased down. Good. Marvellous. It's so much nicer when you play as the dwarves and the enemy have to come to you. Chasing the enemy around is... Come on, you can catch up with them. Hey there, Sonation. Better in prolonged... Yeah, that is true, Froth. I actually do prefer that in a way, because with Medieval 2's mechanics, shock infantry, like for cycle charging in and out, while you can do it, it's actually not that great among the unit types. It's actually less effective. Like, if you have cavalry, why would you ever do that with infantry? Would be my assessment of that. And I think, yeah, that's just a really small unit, as is that.
Be in awe of the victory we have won here today.
Yeah, they killed a few, but most of that would have been, it was in Thorin's army, and I would imagine it was on stuff like Iron Hill's Mattocks, which isn't too much of a problem. If Mistrand is still under siege, we won't be able to take it, but like I said, if I can take Mistrand, I will, because it'll be a nice moneymaker for us. Just allowing us to get more, especially with how wide our realm is. Under normal circumstances, three concentrated armies of elites will occupy, because we've already taken this settlement once before. Good. Iron hammers are AP and melee. Yeah. In general, the Iron Fist hammers, like the best, like the tier 3 Oricani unit, their like damage values are really, really high. Mistrand overrun. Okay, so Dorwinion took Mistrand. Rune wanes. The savage whirlwind that was the Easterlings' war machine has been halted, blunted, and driven back. Crimson sheets cover their fallen, as much as cairns mark those that died in the struggle to bring such a force to ground. Hunters call high notes of bird song as pockets of resistance are slowly hunted down. Behind the startling savagery of the advance, the survivors plant their feet wide, polearms and axes hefted, ready to hold what they have left, to hold ancestral lands that have never fallen to enemies beyond the Sea of Rune. But will the tenacity of the deserts and steppes be able to stem the vengeful counter likely to follow the breaking of the spiral winds that begin to cease their softening whine? Who knows? Right, you come down here. You do the same. We have nearly arrived with that bunch of reinforcements. We will just save it. Got to save every turn, even more so now that the ring can just suddenly vanish. We shall go that way. You continue to calm Doom. Elsewhere, relations improve with the Northern Dunedain. Diplomatic information. Northern Dunedain are now at war with the Dunlendings, and we are allies with them. Recruitment report. Litash. Oh, we got some more units in. Yeah, that'll be more than sufficient, I think, to deal with any attacks, just because of the quality that we have there. Angmar's higher tier units are pretty good, but right, is there anything else we can do? Not really, because we don't really need to be building more units over here. Right, do we have a general that we can leave here? So Mistrand is in Dorwinian's hands, I would assume. No, that's Dale. Okay, so Dale must have done a naval invasion across this strait, I assume. That must be what they did. So Dale hold Mistrand. Interesting. Okay. Well, we don't really need that. We just need to get to this point down here, so we will continue southward. Do we have archers in this army? We do. So we will need to trade out a couple of units. Do we have a better unit of cav as well? Yes, we also have a more complete unit of cavalry. So you back in there, and then we need a couple of units that we can leave behind as well, which will almost certainly be depleted halberds. So you and you. Now then, a couple of units of archers, and we shall go with the stiff beards. Just give us that ranged presence on the field that we need, and the complete unit of cav. Take it Gollum is following your ring bearer. I suppose so, but like the dwarves aren't going to take any nonsense. Like Bilbo may have taken pity on him, but the dwarves aren't. You try and steal their jewellery, your head is going to be departing from your shoulders. Right, Thorin is not as good as administrating as Dane is. Right, we've got quite a bit of money now. There's not really anything we can build economy-wise in here. But what we can do is build roads, which will hasten our advance. Right, Dane is going to be the minesweeper, essentially. And this is a strong army. Right, catapult into Rubar. More units over here. Yeah, we're going to have more than enough to deal with. We need a merchant's wharf. That's the useless building, isn't it? So we'll just go for a market instead. Skarn is not yet ready to grow. Felkazash is not yet ready to grow either. Erebor. We could build more stuff in Erebor. Making a lot of money, but yeah, that's not too expensive. And we might, like, if we do need to raise an army from Erebor quickly, having that armourer will actually be of use. And we've already moved these, haven't we? Yeah, so we've already got a catapult in here as well. So yeah, with 4 more units, a lot of them are tier 1 to be fair, but they're also upgraded tier 1s. And the idea is we would just be helping Anduin and presumably Mirkwood to fight that particular battle. Right then. Right, just check, have we moved the ring bearer? Yes. He needs to be moving every turn he gets the opportunity to. Kirit Gathol is not growing anymore, but I mean it's already making us over 6,000 gold a turn, which is fine. I'm happy with that. All of the settlements I mean, Lest is still... I'm surprised the Runic Doomstack hasn't spawned, actually, seeing as they've lost... They can't have many territories left. They're being savaged on all sides now. The Doomstack might not even be our problem to deal with. It might be Dale's if they go straight for Mistbrand again. The Cornered Dragon. Well, here we go. The sleeping dragon awakens in the hearts of men and women of the East. Angered and united, the tribes of the Balkoth wanes, and all whom stand under the banner of Rune take up arms with a fierce fire in their eyes. In their recent decline, the tribes stand tall and have amassed a great force that have put those lesser orc hordes to shame. With hearts that burn hotter than any flame arrow and golden armour that shines brighter than the Arkan stone, those measly dwarves are so proud of. Ooh, fighting talk. Taste our ferocity, be burned by our tenacity, for fire spreads across the Sea of Rune, and the foreboding tide that'll sweep across Rune to the Rovanian appears before their enemies once again. Okay. A suitable husband. Sure. Where is he? Construction report. Dane's Halls. Litash has got its armoury. Diplomatic information. Mordor have broken their alliance with a lot of people. That's interesting. Khazad-dûm are allies with the Northern Dunedain, so Khazad-dûm... I mean, Dunland will probably struggle against Khazad-dûm, but if Isengard help them, maybe not. That's a lot of... I wonder why Mordor have done that. We'll have to wait and see. Outstanding, good. Faction announcement, and... Ooh, look at Isengard now, look. Khazad-dûm are the most financially successful, but yeah, Isengard have overtaken us in terms of production. Not a good sign. But, I mean, as soon as we know that Angmar's Doomstacks are gone, we can start filtering off some of these units over here, and we could push back against Isengard. Right, where is that individual? Right, we have another unit of Hammers of Gundabad, which I guess we'll send down here. Hammers of Gundabad will be utterly dominant against Isengard units. Who's that? Dunedain diplomat. Right, what was I doing again? There was... No, he can just... Yeah, that was it. I was looking for a general that appeared somewhere. Witherboard could do with a governor. Is he back in Erebor? No. Where on earth is he then? He's not in Kirit Gathol. Is he on the front line? Please no. Yes, he is. It's way over here. Wonderful. Well, I suppose... Okay, you just... I guess just head back up to Felkazash. You keep heading towards Rubar. We could really do with that catapult actually moving downwards immediately. So we'll take one unit back. What's the most depleted unit of spears we have? It's you, isn't it? Okay, you go back to... you can't even fit in there. Okay. You go over there. Actually, you know what? We could go up here with you and take that fort. It's not glamorous work, but someone can do it. We don't know, currently, where the... Cannot construct a watchtower here. There we go. I do not yet know where the runic doomstack is, which is definitely something to be wary of. I think we could take the runic doomstack anyway. Getting a lot of buffering in the stream. I mean, I haven't changed anything and my internet should be fine. If it's a universal problem, then... If it's just you, then it must be on your side. But if it's for everyone, do let me know. I'm not sure if there's anything I could necessarily do about it, but it would be good to know. I certainly don't live in a part of the country where the internet is fantastic, but I've never had any overly damning problems in the past. Keep moving along there. Right then. Yep, that'll do for now. Okay, let's see where this runic doomstack decides to go. I mean, Dale have got a big garrison in Mistrand, so they should be fine there. Lest will be a tough nut to crack because Rune were concentrating all of their forces there rather than their capital. Hopefully Dorwinian don't start getting pushed back. That would be... I mean, to be fair, at this point it's not even my problem. It's for Dale to handle. So sometimes there are numerous problems that can occur, but I can generally tell when it's my problem because my second screen will start to stutter. And my second screen is fine. It always runs a little bit behind, but that's generally how it works. Bree is under siege again. Venice Rune is assaulted, which is a little bit concerning actually, because I don't know whom that would be necessarily. Right, yes, you. I mean, what's going on up here? Right, good. Khazad-dûm have taken Ostenathiel, which is marvellous. Wonderful scenes. Bombur. Enter there. Yeah, this is looking like a pretty strong force at this point, with a unit of hammers of Gundabad. That is exactly what we need. The jewel in the crown. Ah, you, yes. Is this still an Angmarim settlement? No, it's a Dunedain settlement. So Angmar, presumably, this is the last of their unit or settlements. How is their Doomstack not spawned then? Interesting. Lots of Dunedain generals. Same here. Right. Capital. Over there. We'll go back there just to give a little bit more visibility. Do we want to... Are you going to Rubar then? I mean, we could just send an individual unit up there to deal with that, to be fair, which this unit of spears can handle that. You can keep heading back to Felkazash. Hopefully that'll be enough to actually make it a settlement of note. Mordor relation breaking can be because they attacked someone allied to all those factions. Who would be allied to Rune, Harad and the Aradanaim unless they attacked they broke it with one of them, maybe. I live in Latin America and the stream is fine. Yeah, so you know. Hopefully it'll be okay. The internet can be a fickle thing. Great Roads. Orikani, a Royal Hall. Well, we don't really need recruitment buildings over here at this point. We'll go for Great Roads. I mean, we're not going to finish them in time, but it completes our realm just a little bit more. Right then. Again, we pass the turn. And they continue to move. I mean, anything that makes Mordor weaker is fine by me. Declaring war on Mordor would have actually drawn... They didn't break their relations with Khand, interestingly enough. Which is surprising. So we might still have to deal with Khand, which is not an enticing prospect. Given their compositions, but the last stand of Dol Amroth. I'm surprised actually Dol Amroth have lasted this long, because when we were scouting around with our spy in the early game, we saw the Arar Denaim had already made a lot of ground on Dol Amroth. But yep, they will be fighting. I would assume it's the Arar Denaim that are causing that as well. Ah, what are you? Will it indeed? Is that the Doomstack? That's not exactly amazing if it is. But I do want my catapult in that army. If you want to attack me, then you're more than welcome to. You... We are almost there. Get back to Fel Kazash. Alliance announced. Isengard and Dol Guldur. Well, Dol Guldur might actually find themselves saved because they were losing, but that might not be the case anymore. Yeah, but Khand are still allied with Mordor, are they not? No, they're not, actually. Yeah, Mordor declared war. So Khand took the evil route, and yet Mordor still attacked them. Incredible scenes from the AI. They're playing 8D chess or something. Down there. Tash, I'm still surprised that the Angmar Doomstack has not reared its ugly head. We are running out of things with which to... or running out of things to build, I should say. Okay, we'll go with like healers buildings everywhere, just so we aren't subject to the... We'll go with Great Roads there as well, actually. We aren't subject to plague. We've already built a healer's post there, I think. And we're still building an armourer there. Okay, that'll do for now. Okay, I'll be interested to see if they do want to attack me. It is a full banner army, but it's just not as high quality as mine. If that is their Doomstack, it's not that impressive. Okay. Well, now's a golden opportunity to potentially get in there and do some damage. Bree is still alive, which is surprising given how much Bree has been sieged. The High Elves have done their customary thing of doing absolutely nothing. They've just sat there and stayed as they are. Rune still live. Surely for not much longer though. Hopefully Dale don't lose Mistrand again, because that would throw a wrench in my advance. Mordor would... I mean... I don't think Mordor are actually at war with all of those factions. If they were, they would probably be... Ah, there we go. Angmar in wrath renewed. Beaten again and again, the forces of Angmar see no hope, but there is an orc that would stand to the last. This reminds the Horde of what could be, a land free of the whip, free of the labour, free of the harm many would cast upon them. After the slaughter 1,000 years ago, there is no orc in the north that does not fear a repeat. However, seeing this defiant orc ignites the embers in the dark heart of the shadow, for this horde will not rest until the glory of Angmar is restored, and all who would deny the Angmarim once their once dead. Bree is under siege again. Angmar wanes. Angmar's iron reach has frozen in place, and the ice-ridden claws are blunting at last. The orcs die in their hundreds, and the strength and dark majesty at once revelled in belies the malice that drives the force. Its resources run thin, and the chill air seems warmer today. If the enemies of Angmar are not smashed in open war soon, the days of Angmar's ancient curse may yet see it blunted, if not broken in total. Those who remember will surely see to that at the last. Bodyguard of Khan to have AP arrows. That'd be very, very useful. Right, so it should be... yeah, there it is, look.
I have nothing to say to you, scum.
My, how rude, Bjarn. Okay, so with that, what we will do, we will retreat these 4 units back into Kharndoom, because there is every chance that they go for Kharndoom itself. Being that it has spawned over here, though, I would imagine they will probably go after either Mount Graham or Latash. Either way is fine by me, because we will be using both armies, essentially, to crush this Angmarim army. May actually get to see the catapult at long last. We do have a few units that we could build here, but there's no real need. We'll see what they do. Whether they go for Latash or Mount Graham, we'll be 2v1ing them, essentially. What's the High Elves up to? Nothing, apparently, Sonation. Build this boat fast and get out of it. Are you listening? Listening to what, Ali? Right, you get in there. So yeah, this is a strong army at this point. Strong enough. It's not like a full banner army, but the units involved will be enough to deal with most. We need archers, though, to be honest. That's something that I have neglected to build. So we shall do so at our nearest convenience. Stiff-beard archers? We can only build 1 there, are you kidding? How about some... how about more? Is there I wonder if there's... nope, no mercenaries available. You can go in there, actually, get a bit of... actually, you know what? No, you don't go in there. You go down here. Make yourself useful. Okay, well, I suppose... with no other options, we shall build another unit of you. You can start heading down here as well, actually. We may as well start building up a full banner army, actually, looking at this. We have enough to be getting on with. I have noticed, actually, that my stream is running a little bit far behind on the second screen. I remember in the Lothlorien campaign, the High Elves were pouring out units like nothing towards the end. Yeah, that's true. That might be because Isengard actually attacked them, though, and they had to. Maybe that will happen once again. Who can say? Okay, so we're building a unit there. Do we have the capacity to build archers here? We don't. That's something we have neglected, I suppose. So let's build a unit. I suppose we have catapults. We also have a ballista here, which, to be honest, we should send into Latash just in case it is required. I wonder, actually. Let me just reset my second screen. Because it is running a little bit far behind. It's quite far behind, I would say. To be fair, you can't make that many archers because you don't have that many options. Yeah, but I just need a couple, basically, for Hrothgar, so I'm not at the mercy of a bunch of units shooting me from afar. Just enough to sort of get their attention, and then once it gets into melee, we'll do the business as dwarves normally do. Hey there, Morris. Even if this greeting happens about a minute later than it really should. Right, let's save. let's see what happens. Angmar and Rune could attack us with their doom stacks here, which would be exciting. Ostsul is looking quite healthy at this point. Hopefully, an extra catapult could be useful. They can finally spend money on something other than upkeep. Oh, they're going after Mistrand. Okay, yeah, we'll need to. We will need to assist Dale with that, but we can maybe, as cowardly as it sounds, we can actually hide behind the Dalian forces to a certain extent. Let them take the brunt, and then we can just go in and clean them up. Yeah, they're going after Mount Graham. Okay, so a couple of battles. You can train a catapult in Dane's halls. Bree has fallen. That's sad. They've hung on for so long, and now finally they fall. Fenus Druinin assaulted. Again, relations worsened with Moria. What a surprise. Construction report. Settlement besieged. Mount Graham is besieged. Isengard is strong. Yeah, it's really... For Christ's sake. How is a company like Google so laughably incompetent at setting something up like this? You hate to see it. I wonder. Hold on a moment, let me completely reset my second screen, see if it works. No, it isn't. That's incredibly, incredibly annoying. Right, I'm going to need to... It's impossible to tell how the connection is if this is what I'm having to work with on monitor 2. Can I... Right, I'm going to have to restart my second monitor. Right, for the time being, let's just take stock. So, what we will be doing, again, when you finally get to actually see this, we will be going after this runic general here, and we will be doing it with the assistance of a Dalian garrison, which is not amazingly powerful, but it's numerous enough to the point where we should be able to destroy that runic force. Thorin is here, lots of Durin's Guard. That didn't take many losses at all, did they? Right, we'll do the busy work of moving our units around first. Although we don't really need to at this point because we've already got movement orders on pretty much all of them. They're moving. And we will also need to really empty Litash of everything and assault the force which is attacking Mount Graham from the rear. Just having a look at this army, I mean, they've got some strong stuff, no doubt. Bjarn himself is Witch Knights, I think, yep. Guardians of Kharn Doom, Dark Blades are kind of annoying for us to deal with, as are Iron Crown Longbows, as we've learnt in the past, but infantry-wise, they're still outmatched here. Like, the Iron Crown Warriors are okay, as are the Rudar Huskars, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. Mount Graham Marauders and Raiders. Ironic that they've managed to actually get Mount Graham units, given the fact that, you know, Mount Graham is what they are trying to take back. Okay, let's see now if the second screen will actually show me an up-to-date version of the stream. And we can actually have another look at the chat. I'm not holding my breath. But I live in hope. Right, so I know what should be on the screen. We shall see if that is actually the case. If it's not, then it's running... Yeah, it is running behind substantially. Right, hold on a second. I don't know if there's anything else. I don't know if there's anything I can do about this, honestly. It's not as if I can flick a button and all of a sudden it will be all right. They spend too much time making worthless things like Stadia and burning money. Yeah, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Marvellous. And my connection's not bad. My connection's fine, actually. So, it's on their side of things, unfortunately. Based on the amount of buffering that's happening, I would say that this is not sustainable at all. I would suggest that this is probably not something that can continue for today, which is antagonising. But I don't want to keep going because this is an important part of the... This is an important part of the campaign at this point. We are in a position, as I go back onto the actual map. Not that I'm not sure you can even see this, because according to my second screen, it's basically frozen in place at Ost-Sul. But the Angmarim army is besieging Mount Graham, and we will be fighting them, and we will win. We have too much in the locker, I think, for them to... They won't be able to... I mean, it'll be a good fight, and it will be the last throes of Angmar. It'll be the last time we fight them, so it'll be a worthy fight. It might be the last time we actually see Gimli in action on the battlefield in the campaign. And yes, I am planning to break the siege of Mistrand. What we will be doing is Dane will be going